Welcome back, everybody, to the Parkway Athletics Podcast. My name is Jamie Burdish. I am here with Coach Anwisye. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yes,
All right.
Anwisye.
And we're going to be talking a little bit about he's the track and field coach and cross country coach at Parkway North. So, Coach, can you give a little brief overview of yourself, how you're involved in that program, and all that good stuff?
Sure. Thank you very much for having me today. And let me clarify, there are also other coaches. I'm the head girls track coach and the head boys cross country coach. So Coach Jeff Kinney is the head boys track coach, and Coach Jason Crawford is the head boys cross country coach. But we made an agreement a couple of years ago between both programs that we would run the programs together. And so we kind of serve as both head coaches and coaches by committee. We have some assistant coaches underneath us in both of those sports that are also very instrumental in the success of the program as far as from the coaching and teaching side. So I want to make sure that we specify those, because without our assistant coaches or co-coaches, we would not be who we are today. So my name is Moyenda Anwisye. Outside of coaching, I'm a father, I'm a husband, I have 5 children of my own, and family is pretty important to me. And they allow me this space to be able to get out here and coach and teach young people how to be stronger and better, not only in their sport, but through life. And if we use the sport as a vehicle by which we teach the sport, or teach life, then I think it helps us to be able to have, like, what we call them, um, word pictures or exemplars of things they can use to help strengthen their own lives, right? And so that also that kind of frame of mind that I'm just talking about there comes from my experience as in my non-coaching day, my 9 to 5, is I'm a district level counselor here in Parkway, serving the south area of the district.
Gotcha. So, I want to dive into your coaching experience. You've been doing it for a while now. What do you love most about the Parkway North community, being the coach there? What draws you towards that, the kids, and why is it that you give your time and your effort towards this community?
Sure. I first got involved with track and field at Parkway North because of some of my colleagues. Both one is a counselor and she's also assistant coach on the track side, and she coaches basketball and also track. And then another colleague of mine who have always both talked between track and life and how these kinds of things impact children, and their growth. And so that's kind of what drew me in. I'm from time way back when I was a cross country track and field athlete myself. So, um, it's always been something that's been very, very um, near and dear to my heart. The other part of it, why Parkway North? So at North, because of the work I do as a district level counselor, I got to know a lot of the students. I got to know a lot of the staff, and it became a very welcoming place for me to help be a help to the school community. And I also learned a lot, and continue to learn a lot from the staff there and the students there as well. The parents are very supportive. The kids are go-getters, and I think that's what is near and dear and drives me to continue to um, do what I do there. Not to say that that doesn't exist every another place. It does. That's just what draws me there.
Now, over the past few years, I know Parkway North has had a lot of success with track and field and cross country. I'm an alum of Parkway North, so I know it very well. I know some friends who are a part of the program. But what do you think that's a testimony of? What do you think that, not like you as a coach, what do you pride your team, your community on? Why have they been so successful over the past few, even tons, decades of years, I guess?
Well, I see myself as a recent addition to the history of coaches that have come before me, right? So anything that we do, that success is built on a legacy of success in past years. So I want to say that right off the bat. One of the things that we do with our program is we try to keep keep sports in its proper context, right? So in our society, there is a sense of a win at all costs kind of mentality sometimes when it comes to sports. And as a coaching staff, we have decided that we want to help students both be able to succeed because we want to win too, right? Let's not be confused. But we also want them to keep the main thing, family, school, um, and in their proper places. We want them to be able to enjoy their time here, and also learn lessons such as perseverance, endurance, strong character, right? And so those become those teaching spaces by which we are able to anchor the the work of the what we do on the track or on the cross country course there. Matter of fact, we had what we call Mindset Mondays. We had that this past Monday actually, and we talked about let's talk about goals, right? But not just don't give me goals. My question to them was don't give me the goals of what time do you want to hit this week or how many medals you want to win over the course of the season. What are you going to do fundamentally today that's going to make your teammates better? That is the question that we have to ask because many times, especially with track and cross country, as with other sports too, but track and cross country especially, sometimes come across as individual sports because there's no defense. I only do it myself, and what I do in my mind, I can believe that it doesn't impact others, but it actually does in a lot of ways. And so we have to be more explicit about how we make the connection between individual effort and team effort. And we have to talk about it. So we ask, what are you going to do to make your teammates better? Bring out the best in them, right? Are you going to, eat better? Are you going to stay hydrated? Are you going to um, take care of your classwork? Because all of those things impact who we are once we get in the hours of practice, right? Are you going to push through discomfort when you feel like just kind of throwing in the towel and say, I've had enough for today, right? Because we know that sends waves across the team. If we say, yeah, I can give up, then it becomes a habit that everybody says it's okay to give up when it's hard, right? But if we have one or two people say, you know what, I'm going to persevere through this, and all of a sudden it's also contagious, and other people will start to get in and say, you know what, I can push through as well. Right? And so I think those are some of the fundamental principles that uh, we work through. And when kids buy in, and it's not something like you better do that. We're not that kind of stuff. We're intense, but we're not like that. We're intense with our encouragement, if you will. And um, as we encourage them, they begin to feel, you know what? I can not only can I do this, but I actually want to do this. And as I feel that, it becomes encouraging, and all of a sudden we reach this place of synergy, which is the total of all of our effort is greater than the sum of its parts. Like we're one of the smallest teams in Parkway and probably one of the smaller area 4A teams. Um, but sometimes we find ourselves in a situation where, borrow a boxing phrase, we're kind of punching above our weight class. And sometimes we do it very successfully.
Gotcha. Well, that makes a lot of sense, and I think that you're touching on some great values. One thing that I would like to mention is that it makes it seem more of like a hobby rather than a job. They're not
Mm.
college athletes quite yet, but they have these opportunities to grow and develop and become student athletes eventually. And you're teaching them some great values that allow them to be successful both on the track and in the classroom. So I think that's great testimony of the success that you've had. And you kind of covered the question that I was going to ask you about what your goals are for your players, which I'm going to move a little bit forward and ask you about some key factors of your team this year. What can the viewers look out for this fall and spring season, if you want to mention the spring as well? Are there
Sure.
key players or maybe a team that is going to be competing this fall or spring that you would like to mention and have the viewers look out for?
Oh man, you put me in kind of an interesting quandary because I don't want to miss out on anybody, right? We have some people who are, um, at what I would say at the top of the game and kind of some, what we would say, I hate to use the word, well, usual suspects, if you will. Some people who are there definitely on our squad, but there are also some rising um, kids who were coming into their own, and I think we won't see the fruit of that till maybe midseason this fall. Um, like I said, I hate to call out names because I end up losing, forgetting somebody that, hey, they were really a difference maker. And so I guess the thing is, what do we mean by difference maker? And I don't mean to equivocate on the question, but I mean I could say like a Tabitha Bevan is, she's been to state twice in cross and twice she was on our state championship team her freshman year in track, right? She's doing great and she's lining up and she's in great fitness and she will have a great cross country season, as well. But there are others. There's a couple of freshmen who are emerging, um, and we're just happy to see them out there. But beyond the performance side is what do you bring to the squad that helps us to become better? Um, on the boys' side, we have Crucial Patel, who is a senior. We have Kenny um, Bigler, who is um, a two-sport athlete in the fall doing cross country and soccer, and he's doing great at both. One of the things that each one of these children that I've mentioned is, again, they bring their great personalities, they bring their spirit of endurance and team cohesion as well. That's very, very important, to the table. So I don't want to lose the whole person for the sake of talking about, these very important, when the season and when we line up on the line, we're concerned about times and all those kind of things. But those things about character development and those things that they bring to the table and are continuing to learn, I think are just as important. So I think there's a lot of kids who are difference makers, but their name might not show up in the stat sheet.
Gotcha. Well, that is all awesome stuff. I want to end kind of with asking you what you're most excited for. You obviously have all these potential, all these great student athletes who are doing a lot of great stuff, not only on the track, but again, in the classroom, and North's community is awesome. So I want to end with you giving us one final thought about what you're most excited for this upcoming fall season.
I am. Let me say this. I don't know when we'll see success. I was in the all coaches meeting a couple of weeks ago, um, and the district athletic director said he was asking a question of a coach. He said, "What's the season look like?" He said, "I don't know. We'll see it in about 5 years." And that was very striking to me because it says that what we do now, win or lose, bad or good, impacts these young people far past their time of graduation. So I want to say that, I want to kind of say that way. But for this particular season, I think during the cross country season, I'm very, very excited for that point in the season, which you just know when it happens when they start running for each other. You know, they start performing for each other. I think we have a chance to do something pretty special this fall, and then carrying that over into spring. We have some returners that will do what we've done during cross, and then some sprinters and some jumpers who are definitely primed to make their names known as well. But again, it all goes back to who are you as a person? What do you bring to the table? Can you bring positive energy, good character, and all of those things to our squad, right? And that's what propels us.
Yeah, that's all great stuff. I want to thank you again for joining us, Coach, and I hope the viewers got a chance to learn about your squad. We're really excited to see them compete this fall and in the spring. A lot of great talent and a lot of great life lessons being taught over at Parkway North. So thank you so much for all you do, and we wish you the best of luck. Thank you so much to the viewers for tuning in. Back with you
Can I
guys
say
for
one?
yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
Can I say one thing? I just want to say also to thank you very much to all the community that supported Vikings Nation at our Chipotle fundraiser this past Wednesday. It was very, very helpful, and we really appreciate that as well. Go Vikings!
Vikings. Yeah, it's a testament again to the culture that you guys have there. So thank you again. And like I said, we'll be back very soon with another episode. Take care, guys.